Hello everyone and welcome to my beginner's tutorial for Camtasia Studio. Let's dive right in and we'll just mess around and make some stock footage and just have fun basically. So right now I'm just going to check what version we're running. Just go to help and then about Camtasia Studio, that's the version I'm running. Okay, so let's have some fun. Let's get some footage here. Let's see. Alright, so I found some footage. This is basically just me and my friend having fun on Grand Theft Auto 5. So this little bit here is it's like your repository of all of your stuff. Like whenever you import something such as music, images, pictures and all the other assets in your video, basically it all gets dumped here. So I'm just gonna look for some stuff to put in. So we usually have a YouTube subscribe button at the end here. Well, that there, and I think we'll also get the Kaboosh intro. There we are. The splash. Alright, so it also sorts them out. There's an image and there's the video. So down here is the timeline. I should really show you how to get everything from here to here. So this is the start and this is the end, or at least it goes on forever so long as your video keeps carrying on. So with the Kaboosh intro, that'll be at the start right here. It's not very long, so we can just drag this thing to the start, press play. We can take a look at the Kaboosh intro. So let's drag this footage in afterwards. So after it's done with that, it'll then go on to this. Pretty self-explanatory. So let me just turn down the volume. I'll show you how to do that a bit later, just so it doesn't intrude our video. So let's say we want to focus on a certain part of the video, like I think my friend here manages to do some cartwheels in his truck. It's pretty insane. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So let's have it so that we only have the part of the video where he's actually doing that insane stunt. So you see these green and red things coming off of here. This is what you actually drag out, and you can use this to highlight certain parts of the video. It's a lot different from the actual click and drag you get from directly clicking and dragging on the thing itself. This is basically how you select footage in large amounts, but this gives you control over your trim. So there's a couple ways you can trim in Camtasia. You can do it the manual way, which is kind of like this is my favorite way. You basically click on your footage, you find whereabouts you want to trim from and to, and then you just click this little button here. That's your split. So that's now split that previously one video into two parts. So this is all junk, so I'm just going to press delete on that after selecting that. So now we've got the start of it. We'll just watch it through. So after his epic stunts, we'll close it off here, and we'll just make sure that's clicked, and then click that. So all of this is now waste, and we can get rid of that. So we have the Kaboosh intro and the stunt itself. So we can go ahead and move that over here. So now we've added two main aspects of the video. We're going to add a transition so it doesn't look so clunky, like from black screen immediately to white. So we can have a more gradual introduction to the video. So right now I'm just going to add a simple transition, and they're just all found here basically. There's a whole bunch of them. They do all kinds of crazy stuff. Let's see. You can view a preview of them all by just double clicking them. but the ones I mainly use is the fade and fade through black, which is pretty self-explanatory. The fade through black one is what I always use for the Kaboosh intro into a video, so this is how it'll look. It looks much more natural. So now that we've done that, let's make this footage into something that's more entertaining. So if you give me a moment, I'm just gonna get some footage, some stuff in here to make this video more interesting. Alright, I think I'm happy with what I've got in here. So I've basically got an explosion stock footage that I grabbed from somewhere. I can't really remember where I got it from, but I've used it a couple times. I've got some audio tracks, so I've got the classic MLG air horn. I use that quite a bit. So let's make this video into something really cool and fun. So no, I wanna look at this. Okay. I think at the moment of his impact, I'm gonna have an explosion go off. So if you wanna slowly browse through every frame of your video, you can use these buttons right here. So I'm just gonna have it so that he's literally connecting with the ground here. And now I'm just gonna drag an explosion onto this footage. But as you can see, we've only got one track, so doing this won't really work. So what we're going to do is we're going to add another track to go on top of this one. So we just drag that onto here, and we line this up with the line here, and that'll make sure it's perfectly timed. So right now, if we just play it back, we've got an explosion, but we've also got the black screen effect. So I'm going to show you how to green screen in this beginner's tutorial on Camtasia Studio. I bet you weren't going in this deep so quick, huh? So right now we're going to go into more, and then visual properties, and then remove a color, and then remove black. So now it's removed every piece of black coloring from this footage here, and it's going to leave everything out. So the effect is that we get only what we want. Yeah, that's awesome. But that explosion looks a little large to me, so obviously we can resize it to make it a bit more tame. So if we look at it again, it looks a bit better, maybe a bit larger. Alright. Ooh, actually, every explosion requires a sound effect, so I'm just gonna grab a nice explosion sound effect. I think this might be it. Good enough, good enough. So, we want the explosion to go off at the exact same time as this, so basically all we do is we just drag, we create another track, and then we drag this onto here. So now, when we play it back, it'll do this. Yeah, that's awesome. So let's carry on with making this footage look even better. Right, so I think what we'll do is add some more sound effects, because sound effects are always fun to put on. They always make me laugh. Yeah, let's have an air horn go off like he's in a mid-panic. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, and then maybe let's see, yeah, and then have this in here. That's a bit quiet, so we can just turn up the audio. This is how you turn up the audio, by the way. Beginner's guide, beginner's guide. So you double click on what you want to change the volume on, and you just click audio right here. So you've got a few controls. You could make it completely silent if you wanted. I don't know why you would, but you could do that. You can change the volume just by clicking these. It's a bit crude in my opinion, but it works. You just have to keep clicking until you see those bars go up there. So it should be a lot louder this time, more audible. Yeah, that's awesome. Alright, that's looking good. So I think the last thing everyone does usually is they add a subscribe button. So I'm just going to extend the footage from here. And yeah, that's looking good. Okay, so we're going to add a subscribe button. So this is just a simple image that's going to appear in the middle of the screen. Yeah, subscribe. So yeah, it's all well and good having a big huge subscribe button just go whoa, okay, yeah, alright. So let's add a transition to the subscribe button to make it more mellow, so to say. So we just have fade and then we just drag it on to subscribe. So make it a bit longer than that. So now it's going to just fade in rather than just pop out of nowhere. That looks better. Looks better. So now we should go a bit better. We should make this more professional. I'm going to get rid of this for one. Get rid of the transition, not the subscribe. What we're going to do is we're going to add a simple animation to make it go like subscribe. So this is a bit more advanced. We're going to zoom in using the zoom in functions here, so everything looks a little larger on this timeline here. So okay, from left to right, earlier, later, is how the animation is going to go off. So at the start we're going to have it popping from the top, so it's got to start outside the screen. This whole area is outside the screen. This box here is a 1080p. Actually, no, it's a 720p dimensions editing. So if we were to change it to 1080, you'd have a big black box, and that would just look weird. But I usually do just 720p when I do all my videos. So now we're just going to make a simple animation for the subscribe. We're going to double click on subscribe, click on more, visual properties, and then click add animation. So when you click that, you'll see a tiny blue circle on the footage that you clicked add animation on. If you drag that out, you'll see this kind of arrow thing come out. So that's the time frame of a single animation. So if we were to click this circle and then move it down to here, make it in the middle. Now between here and here is the animation. The arrow is sort of the animation. So it starts at the top, and then as it comes to this point in the timeline, it'll make itself appear in the middle. So let's play it back. That looks amazing. That looks great. So, whoops, okay. So usually what I do to end a video is I just close it off with a simple transition fade through black. I just put those on the end there. So thanks subscribing. Yeah, okay. Oh, by the way, yeah. I've gone through this effort of making this tutorial for you. Yeah. Here's a hint. Here's a hint. Subscribe, please. Anyway, so this is basically my beginner's tutorial of Camtasia Studio. I've kind of thrown you in the deep end, showing you how to do the transition, sound effects, and even animations. Blimmin' hell, I didn't think I would get around to that, but I think you're ready. I think you're ready to use Camtasia. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and yeah, subscribe if you liked. I think I'm gonna make some more Camtasia videos if you want to like go more in depth on everything. So I guess through the video you may have already seen them, but I've put some annotations or links in the description for more advanced parts of the tutorials, and you can do all kinds of things with Camtasia. So yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.